Let's explain how we got here. Clorox did an experiment measuring people's brain waves and found that petting puppies feels pretty good.
Oh my goodness, hello?
Not surprising, but you know what feels even better? Cleaning a toilet.
Really?
For him, it did.
That is crazy.
Whoa.
And for these participants, clean felt better than getting a massage.
Forward, Lahore shifts up the second row to make room for McGann at blindside flanker. Only one change in the Utah backline. The versatile Leolia starts in the midfield at 12 tonight. Outside Hodgson, having both of them out there together means Utah can really unlock a fast open game. Head coach Cooper has plenty of talent to choose from. 3 USA Eagles on the bench: McClellan, Wilson, and the Utah fan favorite, Paul Lasike.
All right, very good. Here are our referees, the match officials. The man in the middle is Luke Rogan, worked the 2024 MLR final, his 6th match of 2024, the most of any referee in the league. Chris Asmus and Austin Reed are the assistant referees. Our TMO tonight is Cam Russell on site here in Indianapolis with Mike and myself, and this one did not go 10, so that's a turnover right out of the gate here for Los Angeles.
And that was definitely not the start that LA wanted, but you know what? It's a perfect opportunity now for Utah. We talked a lot about their offense. This is as good as it gets. Midfield scrum, right at the 50-meter line. You get to really unlock a lot here. We talked a lot about D'Angelo Leolila throughout the season. He is a tremendous playmaker, but he's shifting into that 12 role now outside of Hodgson. The two of them together in that 10-12 channel. I am really excited to see what they can do.
This is the 4th match they've had that combo, that 10-12 combo this season. We talked to Greg Cooper about that earlier in the week. Leoila comes in, entering the weekend 4th in the league with 40 points. He's coming back from a shoulder injury, and right away, Utah going for that kick, trying to pin him down there, but this one's going to go over the line and bounce into touch. There's Reese McDonald, back of the year last year, rookie of the year in 2023 with the New England Free Jacks, 2-time Shield champion, 14 tries in his career, his 3rd match, Mike. I saw him 2 weeks ago in his debut. He looked explosive. He looks like he's good to go. Obviously, they feel confident in his fitness and all those things. He's coming back from off-season shoulder surgery as well.
Look, speaking of off-season, this was probably the most high-profile signing to steal him away from New England, where he had helped them to those Shield titles. He was just fun to watch week in and week out. The league knows who he is. Everybody out there knows what he can do. And I'm telling you, if you're an LA fan, you've got to be excited to see him back there in the 15 jersey tonight.
You could see it in that match, that high-scoring wild affair 2 weeks ago with Old Glory, a 54-44 win. McDonald, you could see the explosiveness. And this LA side, as Mike said, they lead the league in most of the key offensive categories. They are a try waiting to happen. Back for Billy Meeks, who leads the league in carries, came in. Did Billy, their number 12, who gets it right back into his hands on cue. Good ball inside, now to the outside. The big flanker with a carry. They get to the 22. That's Tim Anstey. He's got a 7s background, does Anstey. Been a key part of their club offensively. Bertrano gets in, gets it free. Lelefano played it on to Meeks outside. Cole plays it out on the edge. Gathered in by the dangerous fullback, Reese McDonald. But the ball down on the deck, and it's turned over. And Utah comes up with a big turnover with LA knocking on the door.
And here we go. I thought Utah was going to try to run that one out. And I'm like, this is what I'm excited to see, is two teams that are not afraid to run from their own end, from inside the 22. They will just put the pedal to the metal and really test you on defense.
Joe Mano came into the weekend tied for the league lead with 5 tries. He's tied with Gonzalo Bertrano. Mike talked about beautiful night for weather and for rugby. Mike Petrie in LA, 67 degrees. The wind, slight wind at 5 miles an hour.
Let's face it, is there ever not a beautiful time to play rugby in Los Angeles?
You gotta love it. You don't have to worry about April weather like you do in the Midwest, Chicago, and teams on the East Coast. It's always changing. It's a bit bipolar at times as the weather. Here's a ball played out right at halfway. Andrew Coe. 18 caps for Canada with a great skill set. Now Billy Meeks, good skill set of his own. Mano wrestles him down to the turf. Quickly played on there by Bertrano. 68 caps for him with Argentina. 2-year deal he signed, gets the ball on the offload, looking for support, plays it back. Utah comes up with another turnover in there. Utah side, big wins for them on the road. They're perfect, 3-0. It all started with a 45-31 win at Chicago. They're the only side so far this season to beat the Chicago Hounds. Now Coe with another good carry. Gets over the 10-meter line, just over halfway. Into the hands of the captain, Jason Dom. The Marietta, Georgia product, started his pro career with Rugby ATL. Here comes LA with that speed from the back. Matthias Jensen, the Aussie, with a carry. To ground he goes. Ball's free and taken away at Hodgson. Oh, did he ever get popped? And it's kicked ahead, and a whistle from Luke Rogan. Hodgson took a shot.
That was a big hit from LA. I want to take a quick moment, take a look at this. We talked a lot about Bertrano early in the show, but take a look at all this space in behind here. So when you look at this game and you look at all the space that's back there, look at all that space in behind this team. So Bertrano puts in an attacking kick. You don't see LA kick very much, but when they do, you know that it's going to be attack-oriented, and that is exactly what that was. That backfield was so deep for Utah. Gives so much space between their front line and their back three. Really good heads-up play from Bertrano to keep his team moving on the front foot.
All right, there's where they will spot that kick there from Utah. Mike, let's get a look at your keys to victory in this one.
Earlier this year, LA head coach Steve Hoyle said his team needed to be more brave in contact to start winning games. They answered the bell and have been a brick wall in defense with the best tackle success rate in the league at 82%. They need to hold up that brick wall against the dynamic Utah team. For Utah, they've got to rattle LA. Utah has a really good defensive stat, but LA has 18 cards this season, more than anyone else. 5 more, in fact, than anyone else. So get them rattled, get them off the field, and get some ascendancy.
Look at this push here from the line out from Utah. Ball at the back now, going on to Hodgson. Joel Hodgson turns, plays it back. They're going to try to kick into the corner, and a beautiful kick right into the waiting hands of Joe Mano. That's a half dozen tries for Mano. That is textbook execution from the Utah Warriors.
Textbook execution is right, and that is the versatility that you get from having Joel Hodgson and Le'Wila playing together. He's got that left foot kicking option, so they go for the maul early on. Great work by LA to stop this. They're going backwards, but they regather, and you can see all those white jerseys just piling back into that maul, so going has no option but to kick it out. Ball goes to Le'Wila. He sees white jerseys in the passing channels, cutting off his passing opportunities, but he has the ability to go directly to that left foot, and it was on a dime in the corner. Excellent execution, and that's as easy as it gets for Joey Mano to score tries on the outside.
A lethal combination, that 10-12, and here is the aforementioned D'Angelo Le'Wila coming back from that shoulder. He's 18 of 20 on the year. 90% strike is absolutely perfect. That is right down the chute there. And Utah here in the 8th minute on top, 7-0.
What I've seen so far and what I'm loving is both teams putting in attacking kicks across the board. We talked about Bertrand's attacking kick in his own end for LA, just dinking that one over the top. That sat up into the hands of Andrew Coe. That time, D'Angelo Le'Wela finding his outside wing just with his left foot, cross-field kick, wide open. And these are the types of reads that these really high-profile players can make. Your Bertrand's, your Hodgsons, your Le'Welas, they see the game so well, and they have the skill set to execute. It's really, really fun to see that unfold.
Christian Le'Lefano with the kick there for LA. Mono, you see there, with a half dozen tries, leads the league. Came in tied with those 5. He had a hat trick earlier this year that came against NOLA. We're going to scrum down here in the 9th minute here. We talked with Greg Cooper, and he talked with us about we're bleeding a little bit. We got to stop the bleeding. You go back to the Utah story 2 weeks ago. They had a massive lead, a 26-5 lead on New England. New England was down 21. They scored 28 in the second half. You got to wipe it clean, right?
Ben, I feel like if we went back through some of the audio files from all of our conversations with Coach Cooper over the past couple of years, stop the bleeding is a phrase that I think Utah has used pretty freely over the course of the past couple seasons. We have talked all the time about how great they are on offense. They can score at will. We've seen them put up 50 more points in any of these games. They have the talent to do it. It's always been their defense that has been their Achilles heel, so to speak, and sort of these leaks that they let through with tries on the defensive end of things that have really stopped their progress. So yes, you're absolutely right. They've got to get that right in order to climb the table in that Western Conference.
Dangerous team if they can get that adjusted and close out. Long way to go. Here comes Meeks. Good ball played back. Good tackle though made from the Utah Warriors. This Utah side, they are a very physical team and second most tackles on average in the league coming in. They do great work on the defensive side. Good tackle there, driving down to the ground. There was Nick Ben, who's been really good, coming over from Dallas. 4 tries for him. The penalty call on Utah. Bertrand goes right to work. Good speed, good aggressiveness in there. It was a high tackle. The penalty call by Luke Rogan, our referee. Bertrand to it. Takes a shot, got it off McDonald, trying to get free. Unable to. Always a threat every time he touches. Le'Lefano trying to get it through, but Rogan's going to bring us back here.
There was a number of you didn't get back off the penalty.
And Ben, this is what I love to see from Bertrand. 2 moments so far, just in that little sequence that just show how dynamic he is. Right away, penalty comes in. You can see Luke Rogan explaining to Utah what's going on here, but quick penalty to LA. Bertrand knows he's on the mark, takes it very quickly, goes forward. Most of the teams, they'd stall there, they'd kick out of bounds, they'd set up a lineup, but Bertrand knows he has the green light and he goes, and his players will run off him. Gets a little bit of forward momentum. Play continues, snipes around the side of the ruck, puts Reese McDowell almost through a gap. I mean, that's the type of dynamic play that he brings as a scrum half to LA and has really changed the way that they play this season.
Signed a 2-year deal with LA. Has hopes of playing in another World Cup in his career. Wanted to bring his game stateside here, and a good carry here. That's a really good carry from Ed Timpson. Born in England, spent a lot of time in Australia. Or Steve Hoyles, the head coach, has got great Australian roots. He's their director of rugby as well. LA, they're going to pop one up, but Luke Rogan's going to bring us back. Penalty call here going against Utah.
Okay, now it's a warning. Yeah, so now we've had offside penalty, an offside penalty, a high tackle penalty, and then a rolling penalty. Have a chat to you boys.
Side of the opposition 22. They don't just score, they score tries. Here they go in the lineup, up and down they go. Into the hands there of Anstey. Anstey in the middle, but Utah trying to rip that thing apart. Still battling away. Still held there by LA. They get it free now. They take a look to the back. Lele Fano looking in the direction of Reese McDonald. Bounding ball. Reese can't get it. Now Hodgson comes in. He can't get it. Knock-on call by Luke Rogan.
Reese McDonald almost got that lucky bounce there right into the breadbasket, but unfortunately not to be for LA fans. But I'll tell you what, we talked a lot about these two teams being very high-scoring offensive teams. They lead the league. One of the stats that they both are at the top of is their green zone scoring opportunities. They're both way up there in terms of when they visit, they put points on the board. Utah 1 for 1 so far. Earlier on, we saw just about 7 minutes into the game, they make their visit, they score. LA this time, though, held back. They don't get in. They get shut down. They knock on from Reese McDonald, but they were knocking on that door for sure.
Yeah, the only team to that number I just mentioned better than LA is Utah. When they're inside of the opposition 22 at scoring tries, they're 43.3. Scrum here for the Warriors in their own end.
Use it now.
Zion going at the back. Rogan says get it out of there. He does. Hodgson goes to the right. High kick over halfway and played over there, but that one was into touch as McDonald trying to trick everybody.
And part of me wants to think that's a trick, and part of me feels like if something was actually on there, that LA would run, because that's the type of confidence that this team has. You cannot for 1 second fall asleep with LA. If that ball goes straight out of bounds, Reese McDonald stand there, he might very well just throw that ball in very quickly, and all they need is a little half moment to have an advantage, and they're going to take it.
He's a try waiting to happen. So explosive. The possession story thus far heavily in favor of LA, but here comes Trainer outside. Joe Mano. Joe Mano with a pair of tries. That one's down, and the Warriors on the road, a 12-point lead with a kick coming here in the 15th.
That was class from Utah. They steal the line out at midfield, swing the ball to the outside. Trainer puts an acceleration burst into that back line, splits a couple defenders. So there's the steal. Here comes the swing to the outside. They move the ball to Hodgson. Hodgson knows what to do. Move the ball away from the source, and then watch this. Trainer accelerates through that gap, and then just pins Reese McDonald and Joey Mano. Too fast. Reese McDonald, we celebrated his offensive ability, but how about Joey Mano so far? 2 tries. That one winning the foot race against Reese McDonald to the corner.
You took the words right out of my mouth. Outran him, and he's saying, hey, you know what? I can do a little bit of scoring here myself. So this Utah side behind 2 tries from Joe Mano. Leo Wheeler will try his second conversion here in the match from just about the same spot he kicked the first. Strike with that left, and this one will get through as well. Finds it inside of that right post, and the Utah Warriors on the road on top 14-0.
And those were 2 fantastic kicks from Le'Wela. You mentioned Mano scoring in the exact same spot twice.
Yep.
And then Le'Wela just nailing that kick from the exact same spot twice. I mean, those were class kicks from Le'Wela. The tries themselves, you can celebrate those in every context that we want. But those kicks were awesome.
Yep. He's now 20 of 22 with the boot this season. Came in at 90%, among the league leaders in conversion rate when kicking it. Luke Rogan in there. The instruction for Dylan Nell. He's part of that physical force Utah has. So now LA here, Mike. They've got a chance inside of the 22 again. They're going to be about 7-8 meters out, and the line out upcoming here. The throw will come from Ben Sugars. Good crowd tonight at UCLA, the home of RFC LA, Wallace Annenberg Stadium. A beautiful facility for UCLA rugby. They've got LA calling it home for the season. Good throw in the back there. Ben Sugars, their hooker number 2. It's under his right arm. Bertrano's there, wants to take it. And now peels it out. Meeks, short ball, not much there. Good alertness from Utah. Bertrano to it again. Laid back once again for Gonzalo Bertrano inside of the 5. McDonald down. Bertrano gets it out. Played out into the hands there of Ben Houston. Houston 3 tries on the season for LA. Now Bertrano plays it into the hands of their hooker, and Utah takes him into touch. What an effort from the Warriors defending there.
2 things, let it go. 15. Enough. All right, just had a word. I don't want to see you push and shove.
The word there for Jordan Trainer.
2, ball down, please, quicker.
So LA denied once again. Great work from this Utah defensive side at their own 5. As we near the midway point here in this first half, Hodgson will send this one a couple of rows deep into the seats.
Decent kick from Hodgson just outside the 22, but it keeps LA in this end of the field. Great defensive stand that time from Utah. But that off-the-ball stuff from Trainer, that's what I'm talking about. This is where those 18 cards for LA might come into play. Right. Stuff like that happens off the ball if you're Utah. I'm not saying you're trying to stir the pot intentionally, but I am trying to say you stir the pot intentionally, because against LA, if you can take some of their players off the field, give you an advantage, you're in good shape.
Yep. And this indication there from Rogan, that one not straight. So a turnover going back to Utah here. Leo Wheeler there, the quick tap and the kick down inside of the Los Angeles 22-meter line. Reese McDonald now. Cuts inside of Meeks. McDonald still with it. Bertrano spinning it to the back. Meeks now. Bertrano playing it free into the hands there of Lelefano.
Well done.
Utah trying to come in and take that one away.
Him for there. You can't come around the side and take the guy.
Came around the side trying to take that one away. It's a penalty on Utah.
Bertrano pumps that one downfield very quickly, but misses touch. So maybe a little bit too rushed that time. We know they want to put some tempo in this, but speaking of tempo, that's some acceleration that time from Utah.
That was Trainer, came in 3rd in the league, nearly 500 meters, 488 to be exact, coming into the match. Going back for Joel Hodgson. And off the shoulder, McDonald trying to come up with that take back there and could not. And Utah now, they've got it on the right side of the pitch. Leading 14-0 in this one. Nearly halfway through the first half of this match from Los Angeles. Warriors play it outside. Tackle made there by Rory Van Voot. He's been outstanding for LA this year. Into the hands of Liam Coltman.
No, he's not.
New hooker this year for Utah. 4 tries for him, 101 caps in Super Rugby overseas. Good hands from Hodgson. Joel trying to get free. Good offload there. To the 22 goes Utah. They break through there. They pick up another 4, maybe 5 meters on that. Trainer at the back there trying to get it free, and does. See if LA can hold up here defensively. Utah looking for a 3rd try. Hodgson in the hands of Leoila. That combination could be deadly as this season goes on, Mike, as we've seen already. The ability, the skill, and the experience of D'Angelo Leoila, who's got it. And he is a big sombrero there to tackle, isn't he?
He very much is, and we just saw a glimpse of what he can do, just going hard at the line. He's not just a playmaker, he's not just a decision maker, but he can really carry the ball.
Left leg there, the issue. Trainer for RFC LA is out. Declan Laney.
We'll go water break while this is getting treated, yeah?
Their loose head prop there, getting some attention for LA. And Luke Rogan says, we'll take the hydration break. So we'll do it with him as well. 2 Utah tries, one in the 7th, one in the 15th, both coming courtesy of Joe Mano. 14-0 Utah.
Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3.
We're live from Chick-fil-A.
This is Grant.
And this is Laura.
And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Smokehouse Barbecue Bacon Sandwich is that sweet bun.
And that chicken filet was perfectly crispy and soft at the same time.
And that Smokehouse Barbecue sauce, it's a lot of fun. And the brown sugar bacon definitely had a little bit more pizzazz. Also, the Mac, one of the all-time greats.
It's hard to believe how much goodness you can get in one bite.
Man, I'm getting hungry.
Real guests paid for their testimonials.
I must really enjoy playing with toilets.
Weird. Let's explain how we got here. Clorox did an experiment measuring people's brain waves and found that petting puppies feels pretty good.
Oh my goodness, hello?
Not surprising, but you know what feels even better? Cleaning a toilet.
Really?
For him, it did.
That is crazy.
Whoa. And for these participants, clean felt better than getting a massage, playing video games, and getting their nails done. Rethink what makes you feel good.
Well, you hate to see that. You see D'Angelo Leawila coming over with a little tap there for his opposition there, and
We're ready to go with the bigger top field. I was going to say,
Laney just can't put any weight on that left leg, Mike. We look back here and watch number 1 here. Oh, yeah. Ouch.
Be a penalty here, yeah.
Oh, that could have been either leg, but it was that left leg and that left ankle.
That was definitely an awkward position. You could see the discomfort there. I mean, that's not a, yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sometimes you have to do that, and Declan Laney with a try on the season.
We're just going to wait,
go treat him, and
last thing we want
LA coaches, Steve Hoyles. On the left there, Sam Harris on the right, and Ali Haney comes in for Declan Laney. Replace him at that loose head prop here. So we get back to it here in the 22nd. I said to you during the break, are you surprised at this match so far? What's your take?
So far, this has been all Utah Warriors, and I have to say that is surprising. I thought it would be a bit more back and forth. I thought LA would be a little bit more in this, but right now we're about to see potentially Utah maybe punch in their third try of the game in the opening quarter.
They got it into the hands of Thornberry, up to get it. The push continues. Look at the Warriors just pounding this thing toward the line. Rogan right there. And Luke Rogan.
17. You've swung up the side, you've taken the ball carrier out. It's a yellow card.
There you go. The yellow issued to the man that just came in, Ali Haney, the replacement. So he's in the bin for 10 here. LA short a man here.
He was on the field for about 20 seconds just now of actual game time.
Yep.
And is back off for a yellow card because, man, they were under immense pressure. The Warriors have just been clinical, relentless. I mean, I don't even know what word to use at this point, but they have just been unstoppable so far as the onslaught. 3 tries. That one's a penalty try, so 3 tries now in the opening 20 minutes of play. I mean, I don't think anybody saw this coming. We knew it would be high scoring, but I thought it would go both ways.
No question about it. So a penalty try for LA and a big run here out near halfway, but it's intercepted. Reese McDonald around 1, around 2. Oh, what a move for McDonald. And he's still going down to the 22. Now Meeks. Go outside. Dangerous ball there. They'd like to have that one back. And a miscue that Ben Houston makes, just singing that one into touch. Down by 21 here.
Jordan Trainer saves the day that time for Utah, coming in and making that hit on Houston. That's the second hit that we've seen Trainer make. The other one in the corner that led to that scuffle. He has been cover tackling so well in that backfield for Utah, and that's his second one tonight because LA looking like they had some pace, and thanks to Reese McDonald. I mean, he was just dancing all over the place up the field, found some space, and he just accelerated forward. Man, he can do some awesome stuff when he's in space and has the ball. That's what he's capable of, but LA couldn't finish. They get another shot here, though. They do have a player advantage. There's the yellow card. Oh, sorry, they are playing without a player on the field here. Yeah, so they are playing shorthanded as they enter this line out. They're going to be 1 forward short in this maul. So we'll see what they can do without the extra forward in there.
Ben Sugars here with the throw. Coming up on 2 minutes gone in that yellow. And the throw deep to nobody into the hands off the turf of Joe Mano. 2 of the 3 Utah tries. Of course, the penalty try just a couple of minutes ago. Clearance kick there. Where are they going to spot this? Pretty good spot still for LA.
Not a bad spot for LA. They're just inside that 40-meter mark. Good clearance kick, though, from Utah. Just another miscommunication that time for LA on that line out. We talked about the fact that they had one of their front row forwards out,
right,
would generally be one of the lifters, and you got to imagine that that's where something went wrong because they looked like they missed their lift. So without that lifter in the front there, they missed their assignment.
Here comes LA again. Lelefano with a carry. Taken down to ground there by Kyle Brown. Now McDonald. Handful of touches and carries already for Reese in the match. First start with the RFC LA side. In his 3rd match, came back a couple of weeks ago in that crazy match, that wild one, 98 points against Old Glory. Played last week, did not start, getting the nod here tonight. Penalty call looks to be on LA here.
Enough. Enough.
And that is Luke Rogan talking to Gonzalo Bertrano.
Clearly killed the ball. He's got to get out of there. It's a number over there on attack. We need to be better.
10 minutes in the Cindy. Both sides 14 men on the pitch.
Off feet, killing the ball. Boys, come on. Fire up.
So LA once again deep inside of Utah territory. Another card issue by Luke Rogan. We're told Dylan Nell getting that one. So 14 aside here for just less than 6 minutes to go, of course, barring any other yellows. LA trying to get their first points here in the match. Pushes on, ball down, played between the legs there, and put down. Andrew Coe gets it down, and Los Angeles gets its first points in the match. It's 21-5 here in the 27th.
And you can see Bertrano looking down that channel, just eyes wide open. He wanted to go. He knew he had a 2-on-1 opportunity. It was just a matter of time. He was waiting for that ball to come out. Watch these, when this ball unfolds, let's watch what happens. So LA gets in, they get a good push. Now watch this, he dives in. This player here on the outside dives in. Now, there's only one defender for Utah. He knows there's space, Bertrano. The ball just came out sloppy. Needless to say, though, at the end of the day, Coe finds the ball in his hands and scores.
Beautifully done from LA.
Yeah, just cheeking.
Here's Christian Lelefano. 3rd in the league, 48 points coming in. You see what he's done with the boot, his numbers. Tough kick for him, near side touchline here. Trying to convert this, make it a 14-point match. Perfect bend and a beautiful kick that is good. And it's 21-7 now.
Wow. That was one of those anything you can do, I can do better sort of things from Lelefano and Leuila, because
a couple of world-class guys.
Those were some fantastic kicks from near the touchline as well. And Leuila with his left foot off the left sideline, and Lelefano off his right foot off the right sideline, which are harder kicks for each of those feet, and both of them nailed it.
Lelefano with the take, gave the ball off there into the hands of Ben Houston. He's 2nd in the league, came in with 9 offloads in that department. Banged down the pitch here by Rory Van Boot with the left. Joel Hodgson's got it now for Utah. He'll return the favor, sends it high into that LA night. battle for it here. Bertrand couldn't gather. McDonald does. Reese has got it. Trying to split through. Has to lay it back quickly. Bertrand got it out of there. Jensen to carry to ground. He goes. Bertrand. Lelefano. Quick touch there, and now played into the hands of Franco Vandenberg, the former Utah Warrior. Was Warrior 41, got his 50th cap back in 2023 with the Warriors. First start of the season for LA. So here comes LA now, nearing 30 minutes gone. Their captain, Jason Don, taken to ground there by Seuli. Good effort there. 5-6 meter pickup. Lelefano inside. McDonald trying to split through, and a great tackle right there to save it by Moley. Now LA, here they come up that touch line, rolled back, and they turn it over. It went into the hands of Liam Coltman down on the deck.
Top in front, don't move.
Hodgson. Clearance kick from him. McDonald, though, it's kept alive, though. Reese stayed in. Tight on that touch line.
Reese McDonald just threw it back into himself, as I mentioned he would do if you gave him even an inch of space, because they're just going to keep playing. They love this ball in play, LA.
Yes, they do. McDonald. Good fake there, and then he's driven into the turf. Under 2 minutes to go in the yellow to LA. 5.5 and counting to go in the yellow to Utah. Another turnover, penalty. There you hear Rogan. Neck roll call, the penalty on Los Angeles. "31 minutes and counting here in this first half. 21-7 Utah.
We'll take a look here at this penalty. So take a look, good body position from Utah. When you lose that body height battle, right, as LA just did, the only option you have if the defensive player gets under you is you feel like the only thing you can do is roll them out of there. So you hit them across the back, and then you start to torque and you start to pull them across and roll with them. But that's illegal. That's that neck roll. That's that alligator roll, whatever you want to call it, turtle roll. There's all kinds of names out there for it. Croc roll, yep. Whatever it is illegal. And that time there, just Utah did a great job of winning that body height battle at the breakdown very quickly.
7 penalties on Utah, 4 on LA. Coltman. Good throw, deep throw. They get it. Getting up to get that there was Frank Lahore. Down on the deck though. Goings got it. But a signal there in the call from Luke Rogan.
This one. That's not me.
That was good defensive pressure in the line out that time from LA as they patiently await to be back to full strength momentarily. We know LA is going to run this out. It was actually this an interesting conversation we had with head coach Steve Wills. I said, I noticed that you guys love to play out of your own end. You kick probably fewer than any other team in the league.
That's right.
You just run everything. And as a player, I would have loved to have been a part of that. It's so exciting to be part of it. Just have the confidence to run. And he said, you know what? But you've got to train that. You've got to do it all the time. You've got to constantly be willing to go and have a go, because you can't just turn that on. It's not something that when you need it to happen, it has to happen. You've got to practice it all the time, and you've got to live it. And LA does just that, and they do it very well.
Right on cue, and that's that Aussie influence, right? Part of their makeup from the great rugby country of Australia, where Hoyles is from. Sam Harris from there as well.
Because you've gone right off your feet and taken him out, we're going to go back.
So there's the discussion between Rogan and Houston. Want to let you know, Ali Haney is back in. The yellow's been served to LA, so they're back at 15 aside.
And Bertrand just, he's like the Energizer Bunny. He just, every time the whistle goes, he's like ripping and ready to go. Quick tap and just go forward. I absolutely love it. That time, though, Luke Rogan had to come back for a different penalty spot. So Bertrand just puts them upfield instead with the kick, and now they're camped out just inside Utah's 22.
Yeah, he's been capped 68 times by Argentina. Mentioned earlier, a 2-year deal for him, and he's been open and honest about it. He wants to try and play in the World Cup. Another World Cup. Here comes Utah now. Le'Auila, the kick there. McDonald will leave that one for Coe. Andrew Coe has the try for LA. Plays it into the hands of McDonald. Reese McDonald. Le'Awila's got him. Lets him go. You heard Rogan say tackle. Bertrano in. Lelefano bouncing it back into the middle of the park.
No, it's fine. Stay.
Now Coe. Good carry from Andrew Coe. Good work out of him. He's got 3 tries on the season now with the 1 here tonight.
All right, there you go.
Big passage of play here for both sides. 14-point match. Can LA trim it? Get it down to a 1-try match is what they're attempting to do here.
No, right away!
Edge of the 22 now is LA. Playing a man up for another 70 seconds and counting here. The yellow card. Now Billy Meeks gets free, and Billy Meeks is going to find a spot that he likes, and he'll touch that one to ground. So Billy Meeks into the try zone once again for LA. Meeks with his 3rd of the season, and it's 21-12 now.
Billy Meeks just high-stepping his way through a couple tacklers straight into the try zone, and this just comes down to speed of play for LA. Utah just couldn't keep up. Eventually you could see the players on the outside in red jerseys, hands out, calling for help, and then missed tackle. Joel Hodgson goes for him, another red jersey goes for him, and Billy Meeks just high-stepping his way straight through. That was Nick Ben there that time. So 2 defenders had a shot at Meeks, kept his legs pumping straight through contact, and that is the pace that LA plays at, and that can be really tough to live with, especially if you're the Utah Warriors defense.
So this will be the first conversion we've seen that would be, and as you know what I call them, a chip shot. The other ones have been difficult kicks. Lelefano and
tries all clear, Luke.
Le'Awila have had some tough ones. This one, a chip shot right in front. It is good, and it's 21-14 now here in the 37.
This is what I expected to see a little bit more of out of LA as you see them dotting their 2nd try there of the game. 21-14, much more appropriate scoreline, I think, as far as what these 2 teams are capable of in the opening half of play so far.
There's the brain trust, and get a look at tries per game, the leaders, and you and I said it. We came on the broadcast at 7 Pacific, 10 Eastern for you and I. This has got the makings of being an explosive match, and so far, 35 points here already in this match here so far.
Is it also worth it to note that first, tied for 2nd, and 4th were all Western Conference teams? I'm just going to throw that out there.
Understood.
Just saying.
San Diego didn't help themselves today. Went cross country in that New England side. That victory they had, that comeback win they had at Utah 3 matches ago, has really ignited their club. I think a lot of people were saying, what is wrong with New England? I think they just had to get it right, and they've gotten it right. Another big win for them today at home over San Diego.
Well, they had that coaching change. I know they welcomed another coach that's been in the club back. But anytime you make a coaching change like that, you're going to have some growing pains.
Look at McDonald!
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, Reese McDonald snuck in behind there, and Reese McDonald will take it the distance. We told you he's a try waiting to happen, and there is case and point from Reese McDonald.
And how about Bertrano, though, with that kick in behind? I mean, he was just prancing around looking for space. He had he had no options, literally. He pulled that one. It was like pulling a rabbit out of a hat. Take a look at this. He's dancing behind teammates, looking left, looking right, and then all of a sudden puts that kick through. I have a feeling they're going to look at this to make sure Reese McDonald is onside. Just going to say that our TMO is probably going to really look at that one just to make sure, because it looked a little bit close. But Reese McDonald, man, footwork, wins that race. We discredited him earlier for losing that foot race to Mono to the corner, but that time made no mistake. 50 meters of space in front of him. He was off to the races.
What an unbelievable passage of play there. A quick one. The try is cleared. It's good, says TMO Cam Russell. And another kick right in front. And guess what? Utah led 21-0. We're tied at 21. Reese McDonald getting his team to within 2. The conversion levels it at 21.
Listen, everybody knew this was going to be a try-fest. You got 6 so far. Give the people what they want.
Let's go.
21-21. as we near the end of the first half, but this is exciting. This is what you want to see. And like I said, LA was a little bit sleepy early in the game. Maybe they just had to find their rhythm, get Reese McDonald involved a little bit more, touch the ball a few times. His first start, like we said, but this is the game that everybody's tuning in to see, is that high-scoring game, 3 tries each, and they're going to get much more of that heading into the second half. I have no doubt about it.
The Reese McDonald this league has learned to know and love when it comes to highlight plays, and another one to add to his resume. That one there, a beautiful, beautiful piece of running and a great carry from Reese McDonald. Last year's back of the year was the rookie of the year back in 2023, and just a dangerous home run hitter every time he gets it.
But again, the confidence from someone like Bertrand to just dance around, look for an option, and then just dribble that one so perfectly to sit up into his hands. I mean, that is world-class stuff.
It looked to me, you tell me, you've been out there, it looked like it was off the outside of his foot, right?
It was a kick off the side of his foot. Beautiful. He brings that Argentinian flair with him. I'm sure he's played a bit of football growing up. He knows exactly how to kick that ball.
Here comes Utah now. They kick through the chase, but it's whistled.
No advantage for no. You've changed your mind.
Yep, Rogan's got some issues, and they're going to bring this one back here. So now if you're Utah, you got to get your focus. Make sure you got your head in the right place here, right?
You just got to get that consistency back. They were looking red hot when they took that lead early on. They've gone a bit quiet, but they've been playing a lot of defense recently.
They have.
And we know that Utah thrives when they have the ball in hand. So now I know we're over the end of the first half here, but this is where Utah shines, is when they have the ball, they know exactly what they want to do, and they can execute so well. And they got people like Le'Awila who could just put them in prime areas of the field like this right now. So we're over injury time in the first half, but they got one more shot at this.
And they get a try, be a bonus point for him here in this first half. Here's their head coach, former All-Black Greg Cooper. What a great guy he is. Always enjoyed talking to Greg. He's always brutally honest.
Make sure there's access. Make sure there's access.
His team here in a key position in this match. Going to count on Liam Coltman here, the veteran player. Good throw, but it got through the hands there of Thornberry, but Utah's able to gather it.
No foul play, go on the ground.
Warriors trying to get one here to end this first half. And a 21-0 lead.
No.
Now level. Short touch there into the hands of McGann. Zion going, gets to it. Seuli with the carry. Moved out of there quickly by going. Warriors about 12 meters from the line. Back to Hodgson, outside over the top trainer. Little flip over there for Joe Mano. He's on Hattie watch, got 2. Had their first 2 of the match. Battle for it. And that is the whistle, and that is the end of the first half. 21-21 is our score, Mike Petrie.
And that is exactly, like I said, what we wanted to see. 3 tries each, deadlocked. We're starting over 0-0 just about in the second half. This is exciting. This is fun. I am really looking forward to this second half.
That makes 2 of us. That makes 2 of us. Steve Hoyle's been kind enough to join us at halftime. Steve, your team started slow, but man, what a flurry, what a finish. You told us earlier in the week, Reese McDonald does things in practice that you can't believe he does. How would you describe the try he scored late there in the half?
Yeah, he's exciting to watch. I think the guys are really enjoying playing with him. And I think he's been one of our best, not just in offense. In defense, he's working really hard. We've been a little bit loose in our attack, and it's cost us, actually, to be fair. And our defense hasn't been good enough, and our line-out maul has hurt us. So we know what we've got to do to win this game, and it can't be defending like that again.
What do you feel are the biggest couple things you might have to do here defensively to tighten things up and keep this in your favor?
Well, besides their one try from a good attacking range from one side of the field, they like to get territory via penalties, get down there and score points. So discipline is the most important part of this next 40. We've got points in us. We've got to stop worrying about points. We've got to start working a little bit harder and taking a bit more pride in our discipline and defense.
All right, Steve, thanks for this. Appreciate it. Thanks for your time this week. We'll let you get in and get ready for the second half.
Thanks, guys.
All right, there's Steve Hoyles joining us. Great turnout at UCLA in the home of RFC LA. Joe Mano with a pair of first half try as the Utah Warriors had a 21-point lead. But Reese Lightning, Reese McDonald, and RFCLA get it level at halftime, tied at 21.
We come a quick trip to get the coffee.
And they got bomb taquitos too. Chicken tacos, they're like amazing. It's a really good slice of pizza.
These barbecue brisket sandwiches are delicious. That whole spread is a good lunch.
Okay, everybody, that's lunch.
Mud mask?
Jeff, you good?
Yeah, 1 sec.
Listen up. Jeff has a sore back, and it's the Rec League semifinal. Let's get our man back in the game. We got the ice, and we got the hot. Ice works fast, heat makes it last. Icy hot, you're so back.
Barbecue season is back.
Yeah, it is.
Hey, it's Ellen.
And this is Sarah Beth. And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Smokehouse Barbecue Bacon Sandwich is that zesty barbecue sauce. I love that it was a little sweet, a little tangy, and with the mac and cheese,
I feel like I tasted the brown sugar bacon first. It was the absolute best combination. Pro tip, 3 sandwiches are always better than 1.
Real guests paid for their testimonials.
The Empire cannot win.
The revolution's coming alive.
This day has finally come. This is do or die.
I'm thinking like a soldier.
Think like a leader.
Andor Season 2, streaming April 22nd, only on Disney+.
I must really enjoy playing with toilets.
Weird. Let's explain how we got here. Clorox did an experiment measuring people's brain waves and found that petting puppies feels pretty good.
Oh my goodness, hello?
Not surprising, but you know what feels even better? Cleaning a toilet.
Really?
For him, it did.
That is crazy.
Whoa.
And for these participants, clean felt better than getting a massage, playing video games, and getting their nails done. Rethink what makes you feel good.
Excuse me. Play you for those ultras?
Well, we're kind of high level.
Fascinating.
Play you for those ultras? Ultras? Ultras?
They got ultras. It's no ultra.
That was fun.
Late night Major League Rugby here in the United States. Ben Holden, Mike Pentry from Los Angeles. A 21-all match here. It's level, but Mike, it sure didn't start that way. Joe Mono got him going, and then here comes LA.
It was a tale of 2 quarters. I mean, it was all Utah in that opening quarter, and then it was all LA to finish the half. I mean, Utah came out of the gates, and they were ruthless in scoring those opening 3 tries, even earning themselves a penalty try at the end of that onslaught. And then LA started to regather themselves, rally the troops, whatever you want to say. Something was said, and next thing you know, 3 tries in a row, and they are right back in it to tie the score.
And Reese McDonald capping off the tries in the first half with his first of the season. Joe Mono here as well. We're coming back with more here at halftime.
With Allegra versus some allergy medications during rush hour. Some allergy medications can make you drowsy. But Allegra is different. Traffic jam? We got this.
Woo! We're nailing it.
Yeah, come on. Like a boss. right on time.
Allegra is fast 24-hour allergy relief with 0% brain interference, so you can use it even when you're driving. It's a no-brainer.
The Empire cannot win.
The revolution's coming alive.
This day has finally come. This is do or die.
I'm thinking like a soldier.
Think like a leader. Andor Season 2, streaming April 22nd, only on Disney+.
Barbecue season is back. Yeah, it is. Hey, it's Ellen.
And this is Sarah Beth.
And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Smokehouse Barbecue Bacon Sandwich is that zesty barbecue sauce. I love that it was a little sweet, a little tangy, and with the mac and cheese,
I feel like I tasted the brown sugar bacon first. It was the absolute best combination. Pro tip, 3 sandwiches are always better than 1.
Real guests paid for their testimonials.
I must really enjoy playing with toilets.
Weird. Let's explain how we got here. Clorox did an experiment measuring people's brain waves and found that petting puppies feels pretty good.
Oh my goodness, hello?
Not surprising, but you know what feels even better? Cleaning a toilet.
Really?
For him, it did.
That is crazy.
Whoa.
And for these participants, clean felt better than getting a massage, playing video games, and getting their nails done. Rethink what makes you feel good.
When you see a car, you can find it on Auto Trader. Even my TV detective car. Just put your info in the Kelly Blue Book My Wallet, browse personalized monthly payments from dealers in your area, then start and finish the deal online. Case closed.
Halftime continues, 21 apiece. Utah, they're 3-0 on the road this season. RFCLA, they've won 4 in a row. The hottest team in the Western Conference. Trying to get to 5 wins are these two sides here tonight. Let's look back at what's transpired around Major League Rugby today. And Mike, we start at Fort Quincy. San Diego, the cross-country trip. They get a try there, but then New England just puts its foot in the ground. They've won 3 in a row, and they look back to be in form to the Free Jacks.
They really do. We talked about the slow start that LA had. The slow start that New England had was on par with it, but man, they are showing all signs of heating up at this midway point of the season, and when New England starts to heat up, they put the rest of the league on notice for sure.
Yep, no doubt about it. Then NOLA in DC. NOLA looked pretty good tonight too.
Listen, we've given a lot of credit to that Western Conference and LA and Utah for all of their offensive efforts, all the points that they score. But NOLA put up 51 points in their game earlier this afternoon. They looked like they were absolutely on fire. And this try here, Julian Roberts was our player of the match, sets up Ed Vito on the outside. And then that try there, scored by NOLA. I mean, they just look sharp across the board.
That was pretty right there. And then this Houston SaberCats side lost to LA last week, and the Miami Sharks looking fresh and playing fresh tonight on the home pitch.
They definitely look fresh in those kids, that's for sure. But I don't think anybody saw this one coming. No. Houston's been a team that's been up there. They have been a powerhouse in that Western Conference, and Miami almost written off at the bottom, towards the bottom of the East.
Yeah.
And then they just go in and bust the door down against Houston, and they have themselves a huge afternoon to win this one.
Well, one of the things we've seen in the last couple of years, more and more sides. There's no easy ones. A lot of parity in the league, and around the league brought to us by Vita Cost New England, 39-12 over San Diego. Miami a 31-22 win, and Mike mentioned NOLA with 50 on the board over Old Glory. Tomorrow, Chicago will take on Anthem. Anthem still looking for that first dub. It'll be a tough test against the Chicago Hounds, who are atop of the Eastern Conference. You see them there on the right, and the only side to beat Chicago, this Utah side we're seeing tonight.
Utah, like we said, they look good. They came out of the gates really sharp. I mean, this is anyone's game. We're at the midway point of the season, and this is as good as it gets. All of these teams, they're really looking sharp, but I'll tell you what, it's all about when you hit stride late in the season in the business end when it counts.
Buckle up, we're coming back with a second half. It's MLR late night here in the U.S. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast. The second half is next.
Empire cannot win. The revolution's coming alive.
This day has finally come. This is do or die.
I'm thinking like a soldier.
Think like a leader. Andor Season 2, streaming April 22nd, only on Disney+.
Jeff, you good?
Yeah, 1 sec.
Listen up. Jeff has a sore back, and it's the Rec League semifinal. Let's get our man back in the game. We got the ice, and we got the hot. Ice works fast, heat makes it last. Icy hot, you're so back.
McDonald's meets the Minecraft universe with 6 new collectibles in a Minecraft movie meal.
I must really enjoy playing with toilets.
Weird. Let's explain how we got here. Clorox did an experiment measuring people's brain waves and found that petting puppies feels pretty good.
Oh my goodness, hello?
Not surprising, but you know what feels even better? Cleaning a toilet.
Really?
For him, it did.
That is crazy.
Whoa! And for these participants, clean felt better than getting a massage, playing video games, and getting their nails done. Rethink what makes you feel good.
Excuse me. Play you for those ultras?
Well, we're kind of high level.
Fascinating.
Play for those ultras? Ultras? Ultras?
They got ultras. I smell ultra.
That was fun.
Today's presentation of Major League Rugby is brought to you by Globin, the official digital transformation partner of MLR. When technology meets passion, the unthinkable happens. And Vitacost, game day essentials, everyday savings. The official online health retailer of MLR. Shop now at Vitacost.com. What? Beautiful Southern California, RFC LA on the home pitch, taking on the Utah Warriors here to close out this Saturday of round number 9, and 21 apiece is our score. And so back in the first half, Declan Laney was injured, literally carried off the pitch. They put him in an ambulance to take him to a local hospital, but as is the protocol, Mike, there has to be an ambulance on site, and currently there is no ambulance on site at Wallace Annenberg Stadium at UCLA, so the match cannot continue until there's an ambulance back in case there's another injury.
Correct, and I've been in this situation before. You just got to wait a little bit. You got to understand and know that player welfare and safety is at the forefront of these decisions.
Right.
Obviously, everybody's a little bit antsy getting ready to play. We talked about how hyped up everyone is for this second half. You got to hold your horses now for a little and just play the waiting game to make sure that in case something happens, we are prepared for the event of emergency on the field.
All right, let's get a look back at the key moving pictures in the first half, and man, there were plenty of them. And Utah, they struck in the 7th on a beautiful kick, and Joe Mano, all he had to do was see it into his hands and dot her down.
And as you mentioned, this is as easy as it gets from Joey Mano. As you take a look, the ball's going to come out the back that time to Le'uila, puts it on his left foot, and puts it on a dime on the other end of the field. Excellent stuff there from Joey Mano. That's his first of 2 for the Utah Warriors. And then this one here, the steal from the line out at halfway, and then Utah shifting the ball quickly. We've sang a lot of praises for LA to be able to attack, but how about this pace from Traynor into the back line, and then Joey Mano wins the foot race against Reese McDonald down the line, dots one in, same exact spot almost from where he scored the first one. And then Utah continuing to pile on the misery in the opening quarter of play against LA. And this one becomes a penalty try, as you'll see here. Our referee, Luke Rogan, watches this one. Leads to a yellow card as well. Arm goes out. There it is. Penalty try right between the posts. Automatic 7. But LA, not to be outdone, starts coming back into this game. Nice little quick flick between the legs from Bertrand to Coe. And then Bertrand looking for an option, finds Billy Meeks, and then Billy Meeks high-stepping his way through, and everyone on his team saying, go to the center, go towards the middle, go put that ball down. And like you said, finds a good spot to place it down.
Yep.
And then here's Bertrand. Watch the dance he puts on to the outside. 1 step, 2 step, kick through the middle, finds the space in behind, ball bounces up to Reese McDonald, and then he is gone. Wow, Ben, wow. 3 tries for each team. They're both 1 away from a bonus point. But if that is any indication of what we have in store in this second half, stick around for this ambulance to show up, because it is going to be exciting.
Yeah, that was Nick Ben that was trying to find Reese McDonald, and that's a tough play. And what grabs your eyes the most from the numbers through 40 minutes, Mike?
Although we're locked at 21 each, you can see it's very lopsided in terms of possession and territory, which tells us that LA is enjoying a lot of ball in hand, which is exactly what they want. They want to keep the ball. They want to play with it, and they have made 85 post-contact meters. So one of the things that came up we talked about was head coach Steve Hoyle said his team needed to be brave in contact. Remember, that was a theme that came up very early on when they weren't winning games. I'll tell you what, they are hitting contact violently in these situations. They are keeping their legs moving, and they are pushing through those collisions.
Those are our halftime numbers brought to us tonight by Globin in a 21-21 match here. And let's take you back and show you, as we're still waiting for an ambulance to return on site to Wallace Annenberg Stadium at UCLA. Number 1 there, the loose head prop, Declan Laney, went down favoring that left leg. That's how it started. And then he needed help, and he was literally carried off the pitch. So we're thinking of you and hoping you get well as soon as you can. Tough scene there, and Steve Hoyle's there in the forefront, Sam Harris behind him, and the EMTs there talking with the trainer from RFCLA. I mean, it's LA and it's UCLA, so you wouldn't think that an ambulance would be that far away, but they've got to have that. It's protocol in this sport. It's got to be on site. You can't risk something else happening like we saw with Declan Laney there in that clip we just showed you. It's LA side. We touched on it. It's well documented. An 0-3 start, but they have ripped off 4 consecutive wins. It started against Seattle 35-29. Then they beat NOLA by 7. The crazy one with DC by 10. And last week on the road, a 2-point win at Houston. That was after Houston had knocked off San Diego. And they came in red hot. But those are the key differences there. The 0-3 on the left, the 4-0 since.
It's a bit of the Wild West in that Western Conference of who's who and who's climbing the table and who's dropping and who's in form. But LA right now is showing all signs of hitting stride. And head coach Steve Hoyles was confident the entire way through. He talked a little bit about their preseason, and one of the things he mentioned was they probably focused a little bit too much on the play, the ball in play, and trying to find that chemistry and trying to find that rhythm, and not enough, again, on that physicality piece. And he really needed to hammer into his players, we need to find balance. We need to be able to, yes, we want to play fast, we want to play with ball in hand, but not at the expense of our defense and how we go into collisions.
And you started us off talking about what LA's done offensively, their season averages, and these are some critical categories. And look where they are. They're first in those 4 categories. Massive reason they've won 4 in a row and they're on the heater they're on.
And a lot of this reason, too, let's be honest, is when you don't kick the ball and you're playing with the ball a lot in hand, your numbers are going to be over the top a little bit. But honestly, like, that's just the type of team this is. And again, the conversation that we had with head coach Steve Hoyles was this is the style he wants to play. He wants his players to attack. He wants them to feel confident to just put their foot down from anywhere on the field, because, as he said, there will come a time when they might need to do that. whether it's an MLR championship final, whether it's, the last game of the season, whether it's midway point now, and you might be trying to fight your way back into a game and you're got to go 90 meters to score. You've got to have been in that situation before and feel confident that, hey, fellas, we can go 90. And unless you're doing it time and time again, it's hard to just switch that button and just go right away. So he's just hammering it into them. You can do this, and we will do this every time we touch the ball.
I really enjoyed the question you asked him. We talked with him, with Steve Hoyles, about winning and results and entertaining.
Yes.
I thought that was really, really fascinating.
Yes.
I mean, you played this sport at the highest level, played in World Cups. You know what that's about. What'd you take away from that? What stands out from that conversation about him saying, hey, yeah, we want to win, but at the same time, they kind of do want to entertain, right?
He said it wasn't a goal. He did say that that's not the goal, but he recognizes that at a general level that is the goal. It might not be LA's goal, but at the end of the day, people are buying tickets. People are tuning into ESPN or whatever it is, wherever they're watching the Rugby Network, because they want to be entertained, right? They want to see exciting rugby. They want to see Reese McDonald breaking tackles. They want to see Joey Mano catching balls, scoring 2 tries in the end zone. That's what people tune in because they want to see that stuff. And at the end of the day, the entertainment value of all this, I mean, you're in arguably, look, I'm saying this as a New Yorker, right? I'm saying this as a New Yorker, but LA is possibly the entertainment capital of the world, right? And I'm gonna
either that or Vegas, in my opinion.
Right, but you're there, and if you're trying to attract a fan base and you're trying to attract, people to come out and watch the game, you want it to look good, right? You want people to come out and be like, wow, did you see that? That was incredible. And these two teams, honestly, Utah and LA,
they're both that way.
That's exactly what this is. This is as good as it gets in terms of a showcase for the people of LA as to what rugby can be.
Yeah, Steve said to us, he said, look, I'm from Sydney, from Australia. We go fast and we go at tempo. The ball and play is key. We want to win and entertain at the same time. And of course, he had to get this in there because it's so important in this sport, as we know. Got to focus, keep focusing on defense and discipline. That's something that we've documented it. 18 cards coming in, 15 yellows, 3 reds. So far tonight, 1 yellow on each side so far in the match.
But look, it's that old adage, defense wins championships and offense determines really by how much at the end of the day, right? That's really what it boils down to. And so if LA finds that balance and they continue consistency with that balance, look out is right. But again, Utah just as capable of doing that.
Yeah. Let's get a look at the standings here, and this is where we stand up to date. Houston, a loss at Miami tonight. They dropped to 5-3. San Diego off to such a great start, but now they're at 5-3. I mean, if you look at this and you do the math point-wise, LA with a bonus point and a victory, they're tied in points. The points differential is the tiebreak, but they would be up top in the Western Conference after starting the season 0-3. And you look at the West, Mike, and fair to say the biggest surprise is that Seattle's sitting at 2-5.
I was literally just about to go to my screen, and I was about to draw a nice big circle or rectangle or whatever this is across Seattle and be like, I'll tell you what, unless you're a Seattle fan, there's a lot of people that are looking at that like, it's about time Seattle finds themselves in the basement, because year in and year out, they have always been somewhere way up here. Right? And then they're not. They're just having a tough season. They're at the bottom. But again, don't count them out.
No.
They're a team that knows how to win.
They do.
Coach Clark knows exactly what it takes. I can guarantee you he's spending a lot of time with his players getting that ship right heading into the second half of the season.
Let's go on the right side of the screen. Chicago, the only blemish, came early in the season at home. Utah got them. That's part of Utah's 3-0 record on the road, a 45-31 win they got. Utah went in there just guns a-blazing. New England's coming alive. They're not going anywhere. Old Glory, you're kind of looking at them like, I don't know, but there's still a lot of season left. They lost, they scored 44 points a couple of weeks ago, and they lose. That's a real gut-wrenching way to lose. But, the middle of the Eastern Conference, who knows? I mean, Miami's right in it. NOLA's still in it.
Yeah, and look, at the end of the day, this is what matters, right? As you get into the business end of this season, it's here and it's here. You just want to be above those lines.
That's
because
right.
if you could just finish above those lines, and ideally you're up here, right, in the top 2. Ideally you're getting these top 2 spots. You give yourself a home playoff, maybe a bye in the first round, whatever it is. You get some kind of confidence heading into the playoffs. But It's a whole new season, a whole new ball game, and as we've seen, anybody can beat anybody at any moment in this league. So if you just get yourself in, that is what counts as you head into the business end of things.
There's so much more parity in this league, and Anthem at some point, you know they're going to crack through. I don't know if it's going to be tomorrow. It's going to take one heck of a shift to beat Chicago on the road, but you never know. You never know. So we are still waiting for an ambulance to get on site at Wallace-Annenberg Stadium at UCLA. There was an injury in the first half. They had to take Declan Laney to the hospital, so we're waiting for an ambulance to get back on site before we can return to play here in this late night match from Los Angeles. 21 apiece. We'll take a timeout and come back after this.
Jeff, you good?
Yeah, 1 sec.
Listen up. Jeff has a sore back, and it's the Rec League semifinal. Let's get our man back in the game. We got the ice, and we got the hot. Ice works fast, heat makes it last. Icy hot, you're so back.
McDonald's meets the Minecraft universe with 6 new collectibles in a Minecraft movie meal.
I came with you to be part of something. The Empire cannot win.
Resistance is absurd.
We must stand together. We will be crushed.
You're right here, and you're ready to fight! Welcome to the rebellion.
Andor Season 2, streaming April 22nd, only on Disney+.
I must really enjoy playing with toilets.
Weird. Let's explain how we got here. Clorox did an experiment measuring people's brain waves and found that petting puppies feels pretty good.
Oh my goodness, hello?
Not surprising, but you know what feels even better? Cleaning a toilet.
Really?
For him, it did.
That is crazy.
Whoa! And for these participants, clean felt better than getting a massage, playing video games, and getting their nails done. Rethink what makes you feel good.
Hey, playing for an ultra?
We playing for ultras? Brace you for an ultra?
Put an ultra on it. Don't forget, there's ultras on the line. I didn't.
Michelob Ultra, superior light beer.
You covered.
We are still in a delay from UCLA at Wallace-Annenberg Stadium. There was an injury in the first half to the starting loosehead prop, Declan Laney. They had to take him away in an ambulance because of the injury. We're thinking of Declan, hoping he's all right. But the issue now is, Luke Rogan there has got the new fresh gear on there, our referee in the middle keeping warm. The issue now is that ambulance took Declan Laney to a at least once.
It's happened.
Yeah.
Definitely, and again, it's deflating when you're out there. You're coming in, you're in the locker room, you're getting ready to come back out or whatever it is, even if it's in the middle of the game. It's difficult, but obviously the priority here is player welfare, player safety, making sure that in the event that something catastrophic were to ever happen, you absolutely need that ambulance on site. So patience is the key here. We just need to play the waiting game and wait this one out.
All right, well, let's get a look back at what NOLA Gold did tonight down at the Gold Mine in New Orleans. A 51-29 victory for NOLA Gold against Eastern Conference rival Old Glory DC. And 50 burger on the board for NOLA, man. They were scoring at will.
One of the linchpins in that whole process was Luke Campbell, the number 9, for New Orleans, but take a look at this. This is now the first try of the day for New Orleans, and this is one of the last ones here. That's Ruben DeHaas, finds Luke Carty. Luke Carty finds Julian Roberts. Julian Roberts straightens up, puts Ed Vito away down the sideline, and Nola scores. And again, over 51 points in that game on the board. In that big
Roberts, big game out of him, and that gets you an interview as our player of the match.
Joined here with player of the match, Julian Swoosh Roberts. Julian, first of all, you look at this crowd, you just see how good is it to get get back on track and get a home win here for the first time in a while.
Yeah, it's really good. It's been a while since we got a win here, and we were kind of under the pump for a couple weeks. So to come here, put out a good result, so it's especially good for the fans.
Awesome. I thought right off the bat, it seemed like the aggressiveness right off the bat. Attacking around Luke Campbell, kind of sniping around the ruck, really opened up some big holes for you guys out in the back line, and you guys just explosive out there. The combination with yourself and Ed Vito and Isaac, just talk about how you guys are starting to gel and how you guys are really starting to come together the past couple weeks. You had an awesome try against Chicago, a great one last weekend, and now today was just on fire.
Yeah, it just goes back to training, everything that we do behind the scenes, all those connections that we get on the field and off the field, it really helps out when it comes to game day.
What did you see so far, as far as on the attack, as you're back there at 15? Obviously, you play a lot of wing as well and everything, but when you're back there at 15, and especially on both of your tries, what did you see on both plays, and even the offload here that you had to Ed and back into Isaac? How that is starting to open it up, and how our attack shape is coming together?
That's all our game drivers. I put that on Luke Carty and Dorian Jones, and they just put me in the best spots to be successful. And then our good guys out on the wing, like Ed Vito, just finished those tries. So kudos to them, and good, credit to the boys for putting in a good performance.
That's awesome, man. What can you guys take, last one, what can you guys take into next week now? You guys go on the road, 2 wins in a row here, got that one off your back here at home, going to a tough Houston trip. Tell us just about the game plan and the execution for next week.
I think just nailing our roles, being accurate. When we get going on attack is when we're really dangerous, and we got some good set defense with a lot of our big boys putting in some good tackles. But yeah, just keeping that same role and accuracy in our attack, and then just letting our defense play itself out.
Really exciting stuff, man. Congratulations again on player of the match. Congratulations on a great win, and best of luck next week and for the rest of the season.
My parents will kill me, but I just want to thank the Lord above for all his blessings and all his opportunities. And then shout out to all my family that's back home watching, and my wife, or my missus, down in the stands with my daughter, Georgiana. Thank you.
Absolutely. Congratulations, man. Nike Swoosh Roberts here. Julian Swoosh.
All right,
thanks a lot. Back up to you, Dave.
Good stuff there from Julian Roberts, the player of the match in that NOLA Gold win. 51-29. They took out Old Glory DC, and we are still in a delay here at UCLA at Wallace Annenberg Stadium. No ambulance on site. We cannot resume this match until there is an ambulance on site. Declan Laney, the starting loose end prop for RFC LA, was injured, was carried off the pitch, had to be taken to a local hospital, and the Utah Warriors and RFC LA playing a highly entertaining match right now. It's just a waiting game before there is an ambulance back on site before we can resume this match.
So, and maybe we'll use this opportunity here to celebrate some individual stat leaders on the day so far. We'll take a look at Reese McDonald's got 12 carries for 117 meters. Frank Lahore for Utah, 11 tackles so far. That leads the game. And Jordan Traynor, a nifty 40 meters for himself on runs. So making some yardage there for Utah.
Yeah.
Some stat leaders for you there, Ben.
Love it. You're a man of the people, giving the stats out. And so we've been told that at this point in time, we are going to step away until we can resume this match here, at least until we get a little bit closer to being able to resume this match here. 21 all, RFC LA on their home pitch. They won their last 4 matches in a row, hottest team in the Western Conference. And the Utah Warriors on the road, perfect so far this season at 3-0, 21-21. Utah, they got on top by 21 points before LA came back and evened the score at halftime. A 38th minute try and conversion kick. Reese McDonald supplying that. We'll be back once we resume. welcome back. RFC LA and Utah tied at 21 apiece, and that right there is what we were waiting for. An ambulance back on site. We are going to get this match underway once again shortly. If you are maybe just catching us here, Declan Laney, loose head prop for LA, was injured in the first half. They had to take him away in the ambulance that was on site. Watch number 1 here. This carry here from D'Angelo Leoila there takes down big number 1 there and hobbling off, and then eventually carried off the pitch. They had to take him in the ambulance that was on site to the local hospital. Per the protocol, there has to be an ambulance on site. So that is why we've had a delay here. I'm not exactly sure on to the second, but we're looking at about 40, almost 45 minutes here since the first half ended in a 21-all match. Ben Holden, Mike Petrie, and here you get a look at the number 10, Christian Lelefano, third in the league in points. And yeah, I need a little help there to get your game and your body right there and get into it. And Utah in the red kits and LA in the white. Mike, you've been through this as a player. It's a bit of a challenge. I mean, how do you describe it?
It's definitely tough. I mean, you know, it's really hard to restart your engines anytime like something like this happens, when you have these prolonged delays, because your body's kind of conditioned to know you get certain amounts of breaks and certain amounts of rest times.
Right.
And whether it's a 10-minute halftime or, you know, a small break in play for an injury, whatever it is, these longer ones can be a little bit difficult to manage, but this is a whole new ball game now. I mean, everybody's fully well rested at this point.
And on that side of it, yes.
And it's a tie game, so this is literally a whole new 40 minutes of play.
Yep, and we are thinking of Declan Laney, the loose end prop, injured. We are underway. RFC LA, they've won their last 4, the hottest team in the Western Conference. 4 consecutive wins, 0-3 start. Utah Warriors, though, they're 4-2. They're 3-0 on the road. They've done a lot of damage on the road, has Utah. 45-31 beating Chicago, the only loss for the Hounds. 36-19 at Miami, and 30-27 at Seattle. They were 1-7 a year ago on the road, so a marked improvement in that respect for Greg Cooper, Joel Hodgson, and the Utah Warriors. Hodgson sends one into the LA Knight. Reese McDonald scored an electrifying try. You'll see it all over social media. He's got the carry there, taken down by Liam Coltman. Luke Rogan there is the man in the middle, our referee here tonight.
Saw that one a mile away. As soon as that red jersey got in good body position over the top of the ball, that was the picture that our referee Luke Rogan needed to see. Good body position, won the body height battle. There was no way anyone from LA was going to move him out of there. Automatic penalty, and this should be an automatic 3 points for the Utah Warriors to start this second half.
Yeah, they're bringing the tee out for D'Angelo Leoila. There he is. He'll get this one spotted, and came in among the best in Major League Rugby. Was at 90% his conversion rate.
Pass the message. I don't want to hear it constant. Yeah.
Perfect tonight. 2 conversions for him. And this one here from 30 meters. Great look at it right in the middle of the park here for the first-year Utah Warrior. The strike with the left makes it look so easy. That one is banged right through. And the Utah Warriors here in the 43rd minute have a 3-point lead.
So here's another look at that penalty. And we talked about the pictures and what the referees see. That is so important. And as Reese McDonald comes in here, we're going to freeze it through as soon as he hits the ground. So let it play through a little bit more. Play through, play through. Play through, play through. And bang, that there. There is the picture that the referee needs to see. There are no white jerseys on scene. Good body height. Nice and square over top of the ball. That's going to earn your team a penalty.
So Utah on top, 24-21. It's a good look there.
Take this line,
D'Angelo Leoila. What a weapon he is at the 12. Came in 4th in the league. He's out with a shoulder injury. So good with his boot. 50 kicks in play coming into the weekend. 2nd in the league. Throw, and LA comes away with it. Here they come with some speed at the back. This was a 21-point Utah lead to begin the match. Reese McDonald's got it. Dangerous as always. They know where he's at. They get him to ground here. Good tackle there from Leoila. Now, but Utah, they come away with the ball. Good work in there at the breakdown. Sayuli's got the ball. Had it. The loose end prop. Now Zion going. Mike, you talked about in your head-to-head the 2 9s. How would you assess the play of the 2 9s so far?
I think both 9s have been consistent. I mean, Zion Going's been very consistent. I mean, maybe not as influential in each and every play the way that Bertrand is in setting the tempo and setting the pace. But what Zion Going's doing really well is he's distributing the ball cleanly and quickly. He's allowing players around him to play rugby, and that's really one of the main goals you have as a 9. It just so happens that Bertrand just puts his foot on the accelerator all the time. It is involved in every single play.
He is pedal to the metal every single time, no doubt about it. There's Going, getting it free to Mike's point. Now Hodgson bangs one high off the turf. The take back there just outside the 22 was handled by LA. Coe took it, Van Voot, the kick to himself, gets it. Bertrand to Meeks. Now Billy played the ball off. Great offload there, but they're going to say the whistle came there. It looked forward to me.
And that'll be the call, I'm sure, as it comes back. But again, really quick play from LA. Catches Utah on that short side. Utah gets a little bit lucky that time that ball goes forward. The timing was off slightly from Andrew Coe as the ball carrier went through contact. So here it is. There's Coe.
Yep.
Just in front of his number 8, Houston, and again, only because he hit a little bit of a speed bump there in a red jersey, but otherwise, that's danger time. And again, it comes down to that speed of play. LA just recycled that ball very quickly. They won the foot race around the corner. They had Houston and Coe waiting in that outside channel, and that's something that I really love about what I've seen from LA, especially right now, is they do a great job of keeping their loose forwards nice and wide in those outside channels. So you don't only have the speed of your left and right wings on the outside, you also get some power in your running by having some of your loose forwards out there.
Scrum here for Utah. Both these clubs, 4 wins on the season. Going at the back, ball's free, but it's blown dead here, and Hogan said, LA, you pulled it down.
Luke Rogan, unimpressed. Yeah, having some words with a few of the players there, but
yeah.
I mean, I'll tell you what, Utah was just fishing for a penalty there, I think. The ball was at the back. They were waiting for that second push to get themselves a penalty, because in reality, that's what you want. You're in this part of the field. You are thinking if the ball gets thrown out to Joel Hodgson, they're probably going to kick upfield for territory, right? But if you can earn a penalty at the scrum, you kick the ball up out of bounds, and it's your line out on the other end of the field. So lots of teams are doing this in that midfield area, in and around that 50-meter line. And you could tell that's kind of what Utah was doing there. They were waiting for that secondary shove. They were maybe looking at the penalty. Everybody starts pushing fingers, and that's when everybody starts pushing after the whistle as well.
Yeah. So we try this again. Zion Going to put in. A little bit cleaner this time. Gets it free for the base. Leoila played it back for Hodgson. Hodgson's got a runner coming. Good speed. Trying to get the offload there. Unable to was Kyle Brown. Going to it. Into the hands there of Dylan Nell. Nell, one of the 2 yellows in the first half, each side with 1. Haney had the yellow for LA. So clean game in that regard. Heavy tackle there as down hard goes Jordan Trainer. 3 tries on the season for him. 13 caps for him back in 2022 with the LA Giltinis. Also spent some time with Nola Gold. Joel Hodgson. Sayuli the carry. Hodgson waiting. It was a little wide to him. Instead, into the hands there of Leoila. Going in a battle there with Billy Meeks. But it's a call against LA.
I can't do everything.
I can't do everything, he says.
Meeks disagrees, but does so with a respectful smile.
Right.
Thought he had every right to go after that ball, but our referee Luke Rogan said the ruck had formed. Get your hands out of there. Once that ruck is formed, hands got to release. You could drive through. Thought he had the rights to it. Referee disagrees. Referee always wins that battle. Referee always wins those ones.
That's right. Substitution starting to come in. Franco Vandenberg has been replaced. Nioafe is checked in for him. Matt Heaton, the Canadian international, is in for Yuri Van Buren. So the two former Utah Warriors out at the back here for the current Utah Warriors. Their hooker, Liam Coltman. Bodies hitting the deck. Coltman still got the ball going right behind him. It's under the right arm there of Coltman. Good push here from Utah. To the edge of that 5-meter line. Still with it. Look at this push, and now it's whistled.
That's another maul because it's broken away and he's in front. We're going to go back. Tight entry, 8 white.
You hear Luke Rogan with the verdict there. Side entry, he said. Rogan working his 6th match of the season, the most of any referee in the middle so far. Chris Asmus, Austin Reed are our assistant referees. Cam Russell's on site with Mike and I. He's our TMO here in Indianapolis. Mike?
And so take a look. This is what the offside penalty is. Take a look at number 8 in white. He's going to get back in. He gets thrown to the deck, and then he comes back in from the side. And you can see Zion going, pointing at him right away.
Yep.
Coming in from the side, and that's that entry that's going to earn a penalty for Utah.
And Houston, the penalty. Coltman trying to power this one, and he does to the line. And Liam Coltman gets it to ground. His 5th try of the season. And Utah now with an 8-point lead with a conversion kick coming. And then afterwards, tempers really flaring in there. Leoila's in there, tangled up with Ben Sugars. And trying to get everyone apart here. Rogan just kind of taking this in. Gets Nick Ben out of there. Boy, that escalated quickly.
This is where this could go when you've got a 45-minute delay in the
Boys
game.
a little wound up, huh?
Yeah, this is where this could go. It's a close game, lots of energy, lots of emotion, and you've waited 45 minutes to get back on the field, but let's listen into our referee.
Okay, so I don't know what started it. I don't particularly.
Here's another look at Liam Coltman. 5th try of the year for him. Ground level look at it from behind, and then it ignited from there. Utah player, can't see who it is from that angle, had an LA player pinned down, and then in comes the cavalry, and bodies still flying all over. Leoila's in there.
Tries clear, Luke, and there's no clear serious foul play afterwards.
Cam Russell, you hear him say the try is good. So D'Angelo Leoila with another tough kick here. Trying to put his side up by 10 to strike with that left. And man, I'll tell you what, there is nothing tough, according to him. That is an absolutely textbook strike. And Greg Cooper and the Utah Warriors back in front now, up by 10.
Leoila's good off both sidelines. So that was the right-hand sideline, which generally for lefty kickers is a little bit easier.
Yeah.
I'm speaking as a non-lefty kicker, but when you think of the reverse of being a righty kicker,
yep,
a little bit easier from that side than it is on the other. But I mean, he is just automatic when he's kicking there off that left foot.
Such a weapon. What a signing by the Utah Warriors. And here's the take. Warriors inside of the 22, leading by 10. In the 51st minute, they led 21-0. Joe Mano with his 6th and 7th tries of the season. And a penalty try for Utah. The auto 7 put him up 21. And then it was Coe, Meeks, and Reese McDonald in the 28th, 35th, and 38th minute. This play whistled as McDonald was trying to get free and pop it down the pitch.
Oh, that was close. That was really close. I mean, we have looked at Reese McDonald and sang a lot of his praises, but that he was playing with fire there. He was getting real close to that sideline, chucked that ball back in to try to keep it in play, and very nearly threw it to a red jersey, and that would have been automatic 7 for Utah.
Highlight reel play from him late in that first half on that try. Here comes Zion going. Joel Hodgson now. They play through the phases, trying to play that ball out. Here Luke Rogan playing on is Utah. Hodgson now thought about it, now goes short with it, played it into the hands there of Matt Jensen.
Still got your knock-on advantage, 9.
There you go, knock-on advantage being played here for the Utah Warriors. Leawila puts it back. Going, takes a look, finds Hodgson. Hodgson right into the hands of Angus McClellan. Still going strong is McClellan. Edge of the 22 for Utah here. Looking to add to a 10-point lead. Hodgson. Nick Ben.
I don't think that's high, Austin.
Yeah, you heard Luke Rogan. I don't think that was high. It was Billy Meeks got him there, but we play on. Into the 22 goes Utah now. Hodgson. Trainer pops one through there. Chase for it, but we were playing advantage.
2 advantages on that series of play. Utah kept the ball for a long time, which means that LA did a really nice job of sending them side to side on defense, but they gave up 2 penalties in the process. First was a knock on, but Utah ran through that one, kept the ball, kept possession, played through it. But the second one, that's going to be a full penalty now. So we'll see if Utah decides from this position right in front, they're not going to take points.
They're going to the corner.
Go to the corner.
They're going to the
They've
corner.
already got the bonus point.
That's right.
This will be a chip shot for them, and they go to the corner. This is what I love about these 2 teams. They just want to score.
It's a beautiful thing. That man has had a whale of a match. D'Angelo Leawila. There's Steve Hoyles, the RFCLA head coach.
Time off, no ball. Time off.
Eyes up top, watching his club.
No, let's go, balls here, let's go.
Liam Coltman. One of the last guys I want to run into in a dark alley, man. He is a tough customer. The throw for him, up to get it, pulling that one down. Frank Lahore, another tough customer for this Utah side. Look at this push from Utah. Rogan right there, arm in the air, and it's down. And the Warriors absolutely steamroll them in, and they get another 5 here, 36-21 now.
And that's why they didn't go for points.
That's right.
They went to the corner because they could do stuff like that and make it look easy.
Right.
LA literally looked like they were on skateboards going backwards. I mean, take a look at this. Throw on point from Coltman. Ball gets to the back, and then they are just going forward. The LA didn't have a prayer that time.
Nope.
They did not have a chance at stopping that red jersey, sea of red coming forward. There was nothing they could do to slow that down.
What a great look at that, and that's Dylan Nell.
Sorry, mate.
Yeah, tries all clear.
Thanks, mate.
I mean, that is unstoppable right there.
So far, it's been all Utah in this second half. This opening 15 minutes, they have put 15 points on the board, but they're waiting for this kick, which I'm sure will go through.
Lefty strike, and that one does go through, and it's now a 38-21 match. Utah on another massive run here, just like they started the match. They scored the first 21 in the match.
Here's what we need. Hydration break coming up. LA regathers, LA comes up, puts 15, 16 points on the board right away, and we're right back locked even.
Hey, we came on the air at 10 Eastern, and we said this thing's going to be explosive and a ton of points, and it's delivered so far.
It has absolutely delivered.
Yep, here's Utah now, getting the ball right back here in the 56th minute. Piling up the points are the Warriors. Coltman and Nell, and the PK. Here in the second half from D'Angelo Leawila. Going and ascended skyward. At the fingertips of LA.
Both ways.
Signal there from Morgan.
Here's where LA needs to get a grip mentally and not let this game start to slip away and snowball. As you can see it there, that's an uncharacteristic error from them. You're in the hole, you're down by 17. Your teammate just got sent off to the hospital. He's been waiting 45 minutes to play after halftime. You've got to find a way. Your hydration break's coming up. You've got to find a way for your leadership group to step up and get this right, because they can fight their way right back into this game. We've seen them do it.
Yep.
But Utah has been class in the opening of the second half and has been clinical in just continuing to put points on the board.
LA scored 3 tries in 10 minutes, 28th, 35th, and 38th minute in the first half.
I don't want to see you moving your head out like that. Yeah, I'm just warning out. Yeah, but don't. Yeah, just take the gap.
Rogan there with his instruction. Do want to let you know Will Leonard has checked in for RFC LA, replaced Billy Meeks at that center position. Utah, though, has had all the points here in this second half, and they've really had all the possession here, too. The beautiful game. Pulling that one down, called against LA. There at their 9, Gonzalo Bertrano, I beg your pardon. Scrum penalty there, and they're going to turn now to their man with the magic boot, D'Angelo Leoila. Sets him up there about 15 meters from the try line.
You got to imagine they're going to come in here and they're going to try to maul this one again. I mean, they literally just sent LA flying backwards last time around. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Let's see what Utah does here. But if I'm guessing here, they're going to try to drive this one. And you can tell, too, that a lot of their backline players are very flat here. So you either look for a very quick attack and pull out of the ball really quickly, or just have a go at it. Here they go. They're going to run right flat at that line.
Here they come. Heavy run there. D'Angelo Leoila going, plays it, gets it into the hands there of Khaleesi Moley.
No.
Going from the base, takes a look. McGann. Nearing that hydration break. Carry there from Kyle Brown. Brown trying to get some help.
It's forward off red first, then by white.
Knock on called. 2 knock-ons, I do believe.
1 minute of water.
Says Luke Rogan.
Yeah.
Lock up here.
Just get that straight up, yeah?
Mass of humanity gets sent. Bertrano, ball in his handle, put it in. Clean execution there, Bertrano. Van Voot pops one over halfway. Taken back there by Jordan Trainer. Trainer with the right. Pops it back down and stopped there by McDonald. Now Reese McDonald to the right. In a touch.
That was a great play there by Reese McDonald. I love Bertrano just using that left-hand side. He knows Van Voot's got a great left foot. So you test it. You just have a run. You see if you can put it 2-on-1 down that channel. And if not, Van Voot just puts it to the boot. Trainer squared himself up really nicely in the backfield for Utah. Found that space in the corner. But Reese McDonald, again, class at fullback, hustles across, uses his feet to stop the ball so he doesn't risk the knock-on. Gains control and then punches it well into midfield area. So a really nice turn of events there for LA.
Frank Lahore up to get it. Coltman trying to get it at the back,
He's
but
fine. He's through the middle.
unable to. To ground they go.
Ball's available.
Zion going, takes a look. Short.
Step back, 8!
Work from
18, step back!
RFCLA.
Onside.
Popped up there by going. And
it's all through the shoulder.
Good quick play there on the retriever back there. I believe that's Andrew Cole who took a shot and stayed with it. Now Bertrano. LA trying to get going. Reese McDonald plays it back now. Look out here. A chance here for a good break. To halfway they go. LA flipping the pitch now. They get it. Get it back for Bertrano. Played into the hands of their hooker, Ben Sugars. Now trying to break through. Good tackle from Utah there. Gary toward the line. Is he held up? Did he get it down? No call. And Luke Rogan.
Time off. I can't hear my IR. Time off. I cannot hear my IR. Time off.
A lot going on in there. Tough to tell.
Fellas, get up. Time's off. Up. Get up. Sorry, mate. I can't hear you. What was that? You have a clear grounding, so try.
The assistant referee on that side of the pitch said a clear grounding. The try is good, and LA cashes in here in the 62nd minute with the try to chip away at that 17-point lead.
Chip away at it. They get the bonus point off this, and this is how quickly LA can switch on when they wake up. And that looks like Timpson, the one at the bottom of that pile, earning them that try. But that's how quickly LA can, again, they can flip that switch, they can wake up. Utah's do the same thing. We've seen both these teams in spurts just go on absolute runs. And so now we're approaching this hydration break. And again, like I said, this is where LA just needs to regather, get their heads screwed on straight. And if they can turn this table, they've got the bonus point, they can fight their way right back into this game and close that gap very quickly.
And what a first season Ed Timpson is having with RFCLA. That's his 5th try of the season.
We'll take the water break after this too, fellas.
Conversion attempt here from Lele Fano. That one is beautiful, man. We've seen some great work with the boots here tonight from all these guys kicking the ball. And now it's a 10-point match. 38-28 Utah. They're 3-0 on the road. LA's won their last 4 overall. The final quarter coming up when we come back after this.
Kelsey, as a former #1 pick, who do you think will go first in the draft this year?
There's a player who's not afraid to slay it on the court with a fierce attitude, killer moves, and deadly range.
Have anyone specific in mind?
Yeah, I know just the girl.
Who were you expecting?
Popeyes has gone full pickle. You got your pickle glaze sandwich. You got your fried pickles, pickle glazed wings, and what? Pickle lemonade? Where my pickle people at? Love that pickle from Popeyes.
Excuse me, play you for those ultras?
Well, we're kind of high level.
Fascinating.
Ice cold.
Today's presentation of Major League Rugby is brought to you by SportsBreaks.com, the official fan travel partner of Major League Rugby. And Globant, the official digital transformation partner of MLR. When technology meets passion, the unthinkable happens. Los Angeles, California. Ben Holden, Mike.